Yeah, I know that Annie has said some problematic things.
Taunting you, this is your trauma, this would weaken your...
You've not removed the log in your eyes, but you're looking for other people's own to pick. And when you're caught...
Annie did too much. She was just instigating things, saying terrible things about...
Shame spraying me insecticide. She's like, shame carry me
on you, and you run around talking about, oh, you're disrespecting my marriage. Why you got so much mouth for the people outside?
What those guys did to Annie was too much. I mean, they all talk about each other. I'm not saying Annie,
even though I still strongly believe that I and Swanky Jomi's fight, she did not really say that much of serious thing for Swanky to be doing like they put knife on his neck.
Hello wonderful people, welcome back all to the channel. Yes, we are still on this Annie issue because I made a video about Annie, calling her also I would think maybe I'm too harsh, but seeing all this video, I'm like, yes, I'm correct. Maybe my tone was a little bit high, but you can watch that video and not feel some type of way towards Annie. But anywho, let's listen to what Nigerians have to say about Annie Idibia.
Young, famous and African unpopular opinion. So I'm watching it slowly. I know some of you have watched it to the end. I've just got to the end of episode 3. Now hear me out, yeah? I know that Annie has said some problematic things, but a part of me feels like she's being defensive. I feel like she's lost trust. She's been through a lot. And so rather than showing her vulnerable side and letting people know how she feels and sharing what she's been through and, you know, just being vulnerable with her friends, what she's done instead is she sees it as the whole world is against her. So like, that's what's making her come across like a bitch. When she had the conversation with Naked and she was like, yeah, you know, I was pregnant with twins, I lost my babies and I didn't feel like I could tell anyone about it. It made me feel sad. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I feel like Annie should be confronted when she does mad things, I do feel that they ganged up on her at Kaylee's dinner. Now that we know that she went through a miscarriage of twins, her madness, not that it makes sense, but I kind of see why she seems unstable. But where I draw the line with Annie, if I'm going to be honest, and this is why I'm conflicted, she's obviously not the only one that's going through things on the show. Nadia is also, you know, dealing with the loss of the love of her life. That can't be easy. But the difference is Nadia has been vulnerable. Nadia has shown a softer side so people can empathize with her. I do think that Zari punched below the belt. All she said was, your husband is young. She questioned his intentions with you, but for you to turn around and talk about Annie's husband, that was low. That was too low. And I like Zari, but come on now, sis, it's too much. I've never been one to take sides with celebrities or people on TV, if I'm going to be very honest. I'm pretty much the type of person to be like, no one is perfect and everybody can do wrong. And I feel that with Annie, where she's made a big mistake is she talks too much. There's certain opinions you can have, but you keep them inside. Her thoughts about Zari's husband. She's only saying the things that a lot of people are thinking, but it should never have come out her mouth at the wedding. When she met up with Fantana and was bitching about Swanky and Nadia to her. She should have addressed Swanky directly about her concerns with Swanky, and she should have addressed her concerns about Nadia to Nadia directly in the right setting, not at the wedding, not at an event. She could have just called them to lunch individually and had her conversation with them and left it as that, rather than talking about them behind their back to Fantana of all people. I feel like Annie's forgotten that the show is filmed. At Kaylee's event, she called Fantana a liar. She said that Fantana said a big lie and Swanky just sat there and listened to it. No sis, it's on film. Episode 1, we saw you say exactly the things that Fantana told Swanky that you said. You said that stuff. So stand in it. And because of that, I do think that Swanky is telling the truth. She probably did chat shit about him on that call and he heard it. And now she's forgotten that she said what she said because, you know, Annie runs her mouth. And all of a sudden, he's lying about me. Prove it, play the voice note. First of all, sis, it's not a voice note. He heard you on a call. I'm on the fence with Annie. I get it. She's been through a lot, but at the same time, she doesn't help herself. And because she doesn't help herself, I can't stand 100% behind her.
Why is Annie Idibia so defensive? There is a distinction between experiencing trauma discreetly. Only you is aware of your trauma. And experiencing trauma that is public knowledge. When you experience trauma that is public knowledge, when you enter a room, what that does is automatically puts you at a disadvantage. It automatically gives everybody else in that room an edge over you just because they are aware of your trauma. Now, if you are now in a room that contains emotionally unintelligent people, unfriendly people, people that are your enemies, you have to be extremely defensive. It is not enough because what is fact is fact. This happened to you. This is taunting you. This is your trauma. This would weaken your mind when anybody brings it up. And the fact that they even know about it even makes it worse. It's either you are extremely defensive or you just let people to continue to dig this hole and put you inside and you just could never get out of it. This show is not what Annie Idibia's mental health. This show is not good for Annie Idibia. I watched the first season and that was where I ended it at. So I don't know what's happening in the current season, but I'm just, talking based off my knowledge with the first season. Because I cannot say Annie Idibia is selling a trauma for whatever they'll pay her in this show, because that trauma, it's already free. It's already public knowledge. Everybody already knows it. So, nothing is worth how much you'll be getting paid in this show. And my second point is everybody else on this show, what is their weakness? What is their disadvantage? What edge do other people have over Zari, for instance? Zari can be ill-treated. Zari can be maltreated. You take a step, Zari is gone. Fantana, she's young and taunt. She has nothing to lose. Swanky, nothing to lose. So everybody else that is Annie Idibia's co-star, they're here. And she's here. Not based off of personality. Not based off of looks. Not based off of intelligence. But based off of trauma. These people here could have trauma, but because it's not even public knowledge, it has given them an edge. And that is the way I see it. If you have any more, ideas on this topic, please just drop it in the comment section. Let us relate.
Annie Idibia, if you're friends with Swanky Jerry and then you do not have swags, then there's a problem. From season 1 to 3, I am yet to see you as Annie. And then again, what's this thing about age? And if you feel you're too old, go and audition for Old, Famous and African and then leave this show for the young ones. What's this thing about that child, that Pekin, that one? Why are you throwing age all out there when you're not even old? I do not get it. I was yet, even in season 3, to see you as Annie, the actress. Any little thing you want to run home. And then again, you live in a glass house, darling. You shouldn't be the one to throw stones at anybody. You've not removed the log in your eyes, but you're looking for other people's own to pick. And when you're caught in your bullshit, you start playing the victim card. Oh, calm down, Rita. Let me be as nice as possible. Whenever you're caught in your bullshit, you start playing the victim card. You want to run home. You want to run home. All I see is Annie, home. Annie, home. Annie, Two-Face Idibia's wife. I did not see Annie, who had been on the screen. Annie, the actress. Annie Swanky's friend. No A game, no nothing. How dare you grace our screen on this third season with the same art? We expected to see something different. I repeat again, if you're friends with Swanky, there should be swags. Because Swanky is the king of the jungle. Nobody can unseat him from that throne. But I kept seeing things that kept me wondering. Then you apologize today, you go back and do the same thing. And you, when they find trouble pass, now you can't get hot temper pass. To apologize, they had you. You run back, to home. Come back again, cause another trouble. And I'm so glad that Iniero, this first appearance, at some point was not having it from you. She had to put you in your place. She was trying to make the ground wet the ground for you to apologize to people. You felt you had to do it at your own time. Did you take permission from those people to insult them or say things about them at your own time? Did you take permission from them and say, can I talk about you now? Please, if there's going to be a season 4, Annie! We want to see Annie the actress. I'm tired of seeing Annie, Two-Face Idibia's wife. Annie that runs home at every little thing. You've been in showbiz for years. I want to see more. I want to see you come out as a queen. Let me not make this my review about you because I have a lot of people to review. Very interesting characters to review.
Have you guys seen the new season of Young Famous in Africa?
Exactly like
season?
my
I watched everything. Like I binged. I watched the whole thing.
I'm not trying to be spicy here.
For real, I felt bad for Idibia.
Zari is a superstar. It's easy for
But then again, she deserves this. Sincerely speaking, like she has been knocking on that door for it. And the sad part is that she's always acting the victim. You go look for trouble and you come back and acting as the victim. And she doesn't even take accountability for all the things she did, all the things she said, stirring troubles here, gossiping, say this, say that. There's a part she was saying, Swanky, and you're going to sit there watch her, whereas you spoke ill things, like derogative things about Swanky a day before. You still went to hug him and all that. I don't know. And Idibia, she actually did a lot, but I felt bad for her for what, all the things they said to her. For real. But she did a lot. I don't know. And Idibia, I know, people are saying she went through a lot, she's going through a lot. Nadia too was going through a lot, and she actually still controlled herself. It was bad. Even when Nadia even came for Annie, it was bad. Annie did too much. She was just instigating things, saying terrible things about them and all that. And then for Iniedo joining the show, she's the perfect addition to that show. Like, she represented Nigeria very well. Sincerely speaking, forget about the fact that Iniedo she's pretty, glam and everything. Iniedo is intelligent, she's smart, well-rounded woman. Like, that woman is mature, like that maturity. You could see it, like Iniedo carries herself so well. I was really impressed with Iniedo. Iniedo is warm and Idibia feels she is. They used to say it. No, Iniedo is no, that woman is she's intelligent. No, I love Iniedo. Like, I even love her more now. For real. But Annie really suffered though in this show. Yeah.
It's 12:30 in the morning. I just finished watching Young, Famous and African. Hey, shame spraying me insecticide. Shame carry me enter psychiatric ward because of Annie Idibia. Girl, your kids will watch this. You dey banter words with girls with polished English language. You way they count your words, Annie Idibia. Which drug did they take? Na cocaine? Because the way you were so hyperactive, like you talk, you were on something. What are you taking? Which drug did you take? Because you can't tell me that's just normal energy. No, you are taking something. See as Zari clock you. Like Zari chew you up like with facts. You need to say we want to try to back you up, still can't chew you up. Ooh. Shame. Ooh, shame. Iconic goosebumps of shame. Woo. Hi. But nevertheless, you cannot shame the shameless. Because of two-faced Baba, you don't become the shameless, so they cannot shame you. But shame when me shame.
Honestly, I feel so bad for Annie. I do. I know I was making fun of her wig in my other video, but in all seriousness, like, there's definitely something going on with her. She's really struggling with self-worth and self-love. You really look at it, like, she puts so much emphasis, so much drive, and so much love into her marriage that she forgot herself. Like, really think about it. When's the last time you ever seen her in a movie? When the last time you seen her in a Nollywood movie? I can't remember the last time I've seen her in a movie. She's put so much emphasis on her marriage. She's chosen to endure while in her marriage and has forgotten to invest in herself and her own needs. And I'm like, yo, damn, sis. This man's out here having babies on you and you run around talking about, oh, you're disrespecting my marriage. Why you got so much mouth for the people outside rather than the person you're sitting down, laying down with whenever he shows up? And you know he's not really paying attention to her if you really think about it. Because shorty hair is never that done. She don't ever look that clean compared to the other girls, right? But on top of it too, she's out there like projecting and deflecting, starting unnecessary and petty arguments with other people, gossiping, because she doesn't want anybody to focus on her. And then when people call her out, oh, I'm going through a lot, whoop-de-woo, and that, and whatever, and the third. And she got one of those old school, like 65 plus auntie mentalities, where they completely center men. That's all they think about. What will my husband think? I don't want to bring shame to my family. It's all about that. They don't care about anything else but that their whole entire well-being, who they see themselves of their value, comes from being married. So they throw that in people's faces. Oh, they too proud. I wouldn't do this because. Meanwhile, they're inside their marriage, they're suffering. They're suffering.
I'm currently watching Young, Famous and African, and all I can say is what those guys did to Annie was too much. I mean, they all talk about each other. I'm not saying Annie is a saint, but imagine saying in a gathering and like 7 people are all attacking you. Like, it's very, very, very unfair. I mean, even if she was wrong, there's a way to approach it. Do you understand? See, guys, all I can say is that people know who to throw rubbish at. They would not do that to Ini. They wouldn't do that to Zari. They wouldn't even do that to Nadia. But because they know that Annie, you know, doesn't like, is very defensive, and she doesn't know how to speak up or stand up for herself. Even Zari said it that, oh, she has never stood up for herself before, always wanting people to speak up for her. I think that is why, you know, they felt like they could do that. No, I don't know. I don't agree with everything they did to her. It was too much. Glory Kinney, your husband is young. Did she lie? I beg.
This auntie here, maybe because of the past 2 videos I made, it seemed like I'm supporting her. No, this auntie, she's not used to listen. No. She not used to take accountability. If you are talking, she no allow you talk. She go dey shake her head. She no go allow you talk. And that shaking her head is because she's not looking at you like you're such a demon. How will you be saying this? It's not possible. I never did this. That's not what I meant. You are just picking on me. I'm such a victim. She know they accept faults. Even though I still strongly believe that her and Swanky Jovi's fight, she did not really say that much of serious thing for Swanky to be doing like they put knife on his neck. But she knows take accountability. She's always in the right. Everybody is bullying her. Even though was giving a little bit of bullying this season, but she knows it's allowed people to talk. She don't know how to apologize to.